It's all about quality and quantity on Brewsday Tuesday. Here is Drez and Huck.
You like how I updated that one for you,
Yeah,
Huck?
you got it right now. It's about excess in every way. Oh, take a shower,
I
Drez.
got skeeted on by this beer. Oh, my Lanta.
You wear it well.
It is Brewsday Tuesday, which is brought to you by the Cellar Restaurant and Six Pack Store.
Well, mercy.
These beers, however, were brought to me by Huck, making a nice little trip to Pittsburgh.
Road trip.
Where he didn't go to Hitchhiker Brewing Company, but you might need to add that to the list if you do head back that way, man, because these beers are so far so good.
Yeah, I think I will.
Like you said, I had that blueberry, the pie, whatever it was. The carbonation wasn't quite there. I don't know if that might have been a bit of a factor.
Yeah, that might have been the problem.
It was still pretty good, though, I would say. And you just handed me Outer Planet Pilsner, which is 4.5, kind of standard for a Pilsner. I mean, Pilsners are pretty light, just kind of typical beer. When I think of a Pilsner, I think of like, that's beer. That's like the beer standard almost.
Yeah, I mean, that's what...
Not the craft beer standard, but the beer standard.
Yeah, after Prohibition, that was what everybody had. You know, before that, we had all kind of beers. Mm-hmm. But anyway, so this is, you asked me where they were, and I was like, oh, no. And this beer's named Fifth and Canal, so I expect they're at Fifth and Canal Street in Pittsburgh.
If you were a betting man.
I was a betting man, which I am. But this one was like the damaged can. It took one in the can.
Oh, yeah. I saw
it was the last one.
You put them out and put them on the table. Oh, so that wasn't even your travels. Like, you bought it
The
damaged.
dude's like, it's kind of smashed. I said, I don't care. Give me that. I want four. I need four from this brewery.
Is it like at the grocery store where if you get one that's dinged, you can get like 30 cents off?
I tried that. I did get a free sticker. Of course,
right,
I probably gave him one. You know how that goes.
Oh, you should have given it to me, man. I could have added to the nice new...
I have it. I got two. I didn't bring it. I'll bring it next time.
Throw one my way because I'm starting a new door. We've talked about the infamous studio door, which is the back of the main entrance into the studio, which is totally covered with stickers. I'm very proud of it. But there's no room. There's no room for anymore. So now I've started working over to my left. Maybe we even adjust the camera this way so people can check it out. But it's looking pretty good, man. It's coming along. It's about halfway covered now, I'd say. This is just a random closet, which honestly, I was at this studio working at the Bear probably like 3 or 4 years before I even noticed that door and closet existed. So maybe with all these stickers, it might bring some more attention to it, and people will be like, "Oh, what's in there?" And then they realize there's.
Well, I didn't notice until you started putting stickers on it.
I'm telling you, dude. It's
I really didn't notice.
No, you never noticed that little door.
It's like a little closet door, you know.
Yeah, just a little closet door with nothing. I think the Bear costume's in there or something. I don't even know. There's probably some random. That's where I found that Kiss poster. It's just in that door.
Mercy.
Random.
So I wanted to talk about something that occurred to me while I was in Pittsburgh.
And what's that?
Well, I went over to go to the game. Like I said, didn't make it. But I looked over on my phone, and I saw there was a Southern Tier brewery there. And I'm like, there's Southern Tier's in upstate New York.
Yeah.
So I said, okay. So I go over there.
This is one of those like offshoot, like the brew pub kind of places.
Yeah,
Are they actually brewing there?
Yeah, well, theoretically. So I go in, and it's basically, a giant beer restaurant. And they have a very small system. I didn't ask, but I'm going to say 10-barrel system. And they had, I guess they probably had about 12 of their beers on tap. And then they had about 6 or 8 beers. They probably had 20 taps. And the Victory, they had everything else was Victory. And my understanding is they're both kind of owned together. Something's going on there.
Brother breweries.
Yeah, something's going on there. I don't know exactly what. I haven't really researched it because I never research anything before I start talking.
Obviously.
So anyway, but I went in there and I was like, the service was not that good. It was not that crowded. Game night. And apparently there's a convention in town. So I got up out of my hotel the next morning. There's 1,000 or 1,500 people in the park waiting to go walking somewhere. So there was some kind of convention. They should have been full. They weren't. It took me maybe 8-10 minutes to get a beer, and they were not busy. There was
what?
Yeah, there was like 5 people at the bar. And I got in a conversation with these folks that have season tickets for the Pirates games, and they said, yeah, we just come here because it's convenient and the beer's good. But, yeah, they're really bad service.
Sucks.
Yeah, and, I don't know, they had food. But I tasted all the beers they made there, and they were not to write home about. I did get this year's Pumpkin.
So it is. All right, well, here's the question, because I know that we've talked about wanting to do this sort of experiment.
Right.
You think that the beers that you tasted there, that they are brewing on location
No, it's
aren't
different.
up to snuff?
They're not.
They're different beers.
Different beers.
Oh, so you wouldn't even be able to
You
compare.
couldn't do that with them. That's what I'm saying. And I'm not saying everybody doesn't do this well, but they didn't do it well. And we got locally we have
the
Star
satellite
Hill,
locations.
right? Star Hill, and they're making some good beers. I think they usually have 6 or 7 of their beers. This place had 4, and they were out of one, so they had 3 of their own beers. And this is in downtown Pittsburgh. This is right on a river. This thing should be rolling, and I was not impressed. And so that's what everybody's doing is they're opening up little breweries here and there. And I will say that, and I'm a big fan of Dale's Pale Ale. But 2 times ago, I was over that way. I stopped at one of their brew pubs in the middle of nowhere, and it was, again, Dogfish Head opened up 3 in Northern Virginia. They ended up closing them because of Virginia laws. Same thing. It was just like going to a restaurant, and the beer was okay, but I felt like I was at the mall screaming kids. And I didn't really get, the feel of a brewery. I got the feel of a restaurant.
All right, so that's what I'm saying. That's what it's like breweries that are trying to franchise like a restaurant, but
McBrewery.
Exactly. Yeah. And just like, it's funny you brought that up because I was about to compare it to that because we saw that movie. What was that? With Ray, what was it called? About Ray Kroc and Michael Keaton doing the whole thing. Because, if that's your baby. And you would want to be like super hands-on to locations that are opening up with your name on them. Some people just might not operate and execute up to your standards.
And I mean, even beyond that, and I loved the hell out of Stone. I was just there. But in Richmond, it's not like it is in Escondido. It's not. It's no restaurant, no fried olives.
Fried olives, really?
Yeah, and Green Flash didn't even make it. We'll see what happens. But
I think you might be right, man.
I'm just wondering about this whole having 50 of something.
Yeah, you're doing something right, and I think it is a lot of location based. Because that's the other thing, man. I don't know if I'd say most, but probably most breweries when they're sourcing their hops and whatever adjuncts that they're using. It tends to be local. So when you're trying to sparse out, and if you're opening another brewery that's, of course, across the United States, but even just
this was not. This was a state away.
Yeah,
and I went to 4 other breweries in that town and had a good time at all of them. Mm-hmm. And I had a camaraderie with my neighbors. And this one, I talked baseball with these folks that were there for the baseball game. Mm-hmm. They weren't really there for the beer. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a whole different concept. And I guess if it works for them, fine. But I'm probably not going to be a big fan of going to knock off.
You want to go to the
big craft breweries.
Go to the OGs.
Right. I'll go to the OG. I even went to true story. I went to Abita, and when I pulled into the town, they have a brew pub, and I went to the brew pub, and I went in, I sat down, I looked at the menu, and I said, "There's not a beer here I haven't had." And so I asked them. I said, "Where's the brewery?" They go, "Oh, it's right down the road, half a mile." I went down the road a half a mile, walked in the door, and they're like, "Huck, right? It's my people," and they were like, they had like 15 beers I'd never seen before in my life. Mm-hmm. But I can't find that at these knockoff breweries. And I guess that's fine for people who aren't really serious about their craft beer.
Well, there you go. But of course we take it a little bit more seriously around here.
We do.
We have a higher standard.
Now, thank you for letting me rant. Yes. You let me do that occasionally.
On occasion. I think it's a good topic of conversation because it is happening where, craft beer, there's money to be made. And there's people that are going to try and milk it and make the money off names, but if you're not doing it right, it's going to bite you in the ass.
Right, and the model from pre-prohibition was 4,600 restaurants on every street corner, 100 million people. Now we have almost 400 million people, so we should be able to have 16,000 restaurants on the street corner. But you're going to have to put your game up there. Your game's going to have to be sharp because we're not drinking crap beer.
We're drinking craft
beer, not crap beer.
I'm with you.
Speaking of which, independent craft.
How are you feeling of that Hitchhiker there? Is that craft or crap?
This is craft. This is good. This is like, Huck's like always bragging on his prowess of drinking and barley wines and IPAs. This is pale ale, it's like home. So this is a Huck session right here, even though it's 5.5. But if I'm going to have a session, it's going to be a nice pale ale like this one. If I'm actually going to have a session.
Yeah, listen to you.
Yeah.
You go back. Oh, yeah. Huck says, no.
Not really, but this is an excellent beer. It's perfectly hopped for my taste. Can't say for everybody. I'm going to give this beer a big old 5.
5 out of
5 on the Untapped scale.
What
is
this,
that?
What is this Untapped
tell
scale?
me.
Well, I think that Untapped is a very useful app. I know that I personally like to use the hell out of it whenever I'm drinking beer, and I think most of our listeners probably do as well. It's a free app that you can download to your phone. You can check in different beers that you try. You can get info on the beer. You can leave comments and, of course, rate the beer if you like it or not. That's one of the things is like you were just saying. You like to go to a place and you're looking for beers you haven't had before, and I do as well. But a lot of times I forget which beers I've had and haven't had.
Well, how do you tell that?
Well, you type it in, and if there's a little green mark, then that means you've had it, and you can click on it and see what you thought, what you rated it, where you had it, who you drank it with, and it's just kind of fun little handy-dandy app.
Can you, tag other people in it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You can see who you had it with.
Right, but you can also find a beer you want, put in there, and it'll let you know if you get near it.
I don't use that feature that often. Does it really work that good?
Yeah, it actually does.
Okay. Well, all right.
I travel a lot for beer.
So you gave it a 5 out of 5.
Gave it a 5. This is good beer. This is perfect beer. They made a good beer, even the can was crushed. I kind of knew this was going to be good beer because it was the only one left. They had plenty of all the others. This was the last one of these.
Okay.
I figured they was their go-to.
Outer Planet Pilsner, which is what I'm drinking here. I think that for the style, I guess this is good. I don't like Pilsners.
There you go.
I mean, that's
Here
just...
it comes, rearing its ugly head.
I mean, Pilsners are... That's the crap beer that people... that I don't like. That's your Millers.
But we used to like it.
No, I never liked them.
Oh.
Never liked
You're right.
Pilsners.
You never did.
Never
I'm
liked
recovered.
Pilsners.
I'm a recovered Pilsner drinker.
So take my score with a grain of salt. If you like Pilsners, this is a perfect example of it. But it's a perfect example of what I don't like beer-wise.
So how do you score that?
I don't know. I mean, I think I'm going to give it a run of the mill like a 3.5. This is not a special beer in my opinion. It's not a great beer. For what it is, it's good. Like if I was judging a contest and was like, oh, what do I think of a Pilsner? This is it. This is it in a glass. But I just don't care for it.
Yeah, they don't like it when you do that.
So sorry, Outer Planet.
They hate it.
Your other beers are amazing, and this is not one. I don't know, why did you hand this to me? You knew that this was going to happen, Huck.
I should have taken that one.
You probably should
have taken one for the team.
Either way, I still think Hitchhiker is a hell of a brewery. So keep an eye out for them. And of course, if you're in Pittsburgh, drop in. And if you head back,
I'll
check them out.
I think I'll get it. We'll see.
You said you got some other Pittsburgh. Is that what we're doing next week? Do you
think?
Yeah,
I think we'll do that again.
Unless something pops up.
Unless something better comes along. But I got one we probably ought to drink within the next week.
Yeah,
so.
if you got an idea, of course, we're open to suggestions. Drez Drinks
Huck's Beer Buzz.
That's our handles. Drez at 105 through the Bears is my email. Huck's Beer Buzz is his everything, so just hit him up on the social.
Gmail. Good.
That works as well.
Comes up on my phone.
And Huck, as always, man, I appreciate you coming in and sharing some beer with me.
Maybe I'll send you a sticker.
Oh, yeah.
You never know.
Those stickers are everywhere. That's
everywhere.
on the door as well. Huck is up in the corner.
There was like 10 on the other door, but he's covering them up.
Yeah, because
you only need one.
That's real estate over there.
Yeah,
that one got
high price real estate.
It's true. All right, Huck, like I said, thanks for coming in.
And
of course, that's a wrap on Brewsday Tuesday, brought to you by the Cellar Restaurant and Six Pack Store. We'll take a quick break, and we'll get back to the tunes here on 105.3 The Bear. Stick around.